Explore Technology greets you. Today, wind energy is considered a clean and green energy source. Perhaps you have seen tall wind turbines with massive blades that can reach tens or even hundreds of meters in size, standing tall against the sky, right? But have you ever wondered why they are so large? And how are these giant wind turbine blades made? How are they transported to the construction site? And how are they installed, considering their enormous size? Surely, this process is not easy at all. Let's join Explore Technology in learning about the process of building and installing the world's largest wind turbine. First, let's explore how the largest wind turbine in the world is moved and installed. The V236 wind turbine, with a capacity of 15 megawatts, made by Vestas, is located off the coast of Denmark and is currently the largest wind turbine in the world. It is also the turbine with the largest blades, having a blade-swept area of over 43,000 square meters, a rotor diameter of 236 m, and a tower height of 280 m, the highest in the world. Each blade of this turbine is 115.5 m long and is manufactured at Vestas factory in Nakos, Denmark. To transport these super long and heavy blades, special heavy-duty trucks are used. It takes over 2 days to transport the 3 giant blades from the factory to the installation site. The entire route had to be blocked off to ensure the transportation process is completed quickly and safely. Wind turbine blades are the most expensive and crucial part of the turbine, requiring great attention to every small detail. During transportation, workers must remain highly focused to avoid any minor accidents or collisions. Heavy-duty trucks with high towing capacity are used, and some trucks have multiple axles or adjustable lengths to distribute the weight evenly across roads and bridges. On hilly terrain or narrow corners, the blades' positions are adjusted to reduce transportation time. Hydraulic systems are used to rotate the blades so they don't collide with obstacles such as trees or power poles. Now, let's continue with the installation process of the massive V236 wind turbine. With a height of 280 m, the V236 is currently the tallest wind turbine in the world. Therefore, to install it, 2 cranes with heights of up to 315 m are used. The first step in the installation is to assemble the tower. The hollow cylindrical components are assembled to form a tall structure. Since these towers are very tall, they are installed in sections rather than all at once. This process requires great precision and focus to ensure the components fit together perfectly. Large capacity cranes are used to assemble the tower, ensuring that each part is safely and accurately positioned. Depending on the turbine's size and complexity, assembling the tower can take several days. Once the tower is assembled, the next step is to install the rotor and blades. Installing the blades is the final stage in building any wind turbine. The blades are directly attached to the rotor shaft to convert wind energy into electrical energy. The system can adjust the blades to be parallel to the wind direction to stop functioning when the wind is too strong or too weak. The blades are positioned perpendicular to the wind to start operating. In smaller wind turbines, the rotor is lifted together with the blades. This is not possible for larger, modern wind turbines. You may not know that just one Vestas V236 wind turbine can produce up to 80,000 megawatt-hours of electricity per hour. This amount of electricity is enough to power about 20,000 households and reduce CO2 emissions by more than 38,000 tons, which is equivalent to removing 25,000 cars from the roads each year. On May 15, 2023, the Vestas wind turbine set a world record for the largest energy production in 24 hours, generating 383 megawatts per hour over 24 hours. Let's now take a look at how a giant wind turbine blade is made. Wind turbines are very expensive, and the blades are the most costly part to manufacture. Since the blades are the working parts of the turbine, they require the most attention to detail. At first glance, many people might think that wind turbine blades are made of aluminum, similar to airplane wings. However, the blades of wind turbines face very different conditions than those of airplanes. Therefore, they are made using a composite material consisting of fiberglass, carbon fibers, and plastic. This unique material provides the blades with the strength and durability to perform their job. The first step is layering fabric. The wind turbine blades are made of composite materials. Composites are made from several materials combined to achieve properties that are entirely different from the individual materials. In the case of wind turbine blades, the materials used include various types of fiberglass, aramid, and carbon fibers. The ratio of these materials can vary depending on the manufacturer or the size of the turbine. Manufacturers may use up to 10 layers of fabric, with some layers having fibers arranged at an angle. The first layer is the protective shell, then, 5 layers of fiberglass fabric are added. Some fabrics are woven in a cross pattern, while others are woven in a single direction. A second protective layer is placed on top of the fabrics. Afterward, these fabrics are placed in molds to prepare for the liquid plastic molding stage. Each mold is shaped like one half of the turbine blade, and each mold will create one side of the blade. More fabric is added on top to prepare for the molding process. A perforated release film and a distribution medium are used to help the resin flow and permeate the fabric correctly. The entire mold is then wrapped in plastic and subjected to a vacuum process. After being vacuumed completely, a flexible epoxy resin is injected into the mold. The resin flows through the mold, soaking into the fiberglass and carbon fibers. After being fully soaked, the mold is heated to form the composite material. Once the mold hardens, it takes on a solid shape. The third step is assembly and pressing. Now that the fabric has been impregnated with the resin, the two halves of the mold are ready to be joined. A high-strength adhesive is used to press the blades together. Depending on the manufacturer, the blades are secured using a series of joints or a carbon fiber internal framework. Excess glue is removed using a handsaw. The outer surface of the blade is coated with a layer of plastic resin. This gives the blade a smooth surface and resistance to environmental elements. After completion, the blades undergo a process known as machining. Metal strips are placed at the inner edges of the blades where they will meet the rotor. These strips are used to attach the blades to the rotor. The final steps are the inspection process. After assembly, the blades undergo rigorous testing and inspection. Engineers examine the blades for any weak spots, cracks, or other defects. The blades are then subjected to stress tests, where they must endure extreme conditions they might face during operation, including harsh temperatures, strong winds, and abnormal movements. The main issue engineers look for are tiny cracks on the surface of the blade, which could expand and eventually cause failure. Once the blades pass these stringent tests, they are ready to be shipped out and assembled into the giant wind turbines. By now, you should have a good understanding of how giant wind turbine blades are made, transported, and installed. Not only is this process complex, but it also involves continuous innovation. With the rapid development of science and technology, we are now able to create much larger and more advanced wind turbine blades. Additionally, wind energy is a form of renewable energy that harnesses the power of the wind to generate electricity. Therefore, Explore Technology believes that wind energy will continue to grow rapidly in the future. Thank you for supporting and following Explore Technology. Goodbye and see you in our next video.